Hey, what's up, people? It's Dre. And I'm here to talk to you today about self-experimentation. So, in order to get a new outcome, you have to do some new stuff. The only way you get to do new stuff is to experiment. And I'm going to tell you the best way that you could do it. The safest way and the most effective way. So, the first thing you gotta do is know yourself. Know who you are. And then select the goal. So I'm going to use basically knowing who I am. I will use money, right? So you gotta know who you are, that thing is. So who I am, that money is, right? And then that concept is what will help you to choose a goal. That would be awesome. So let's say you gotta look at your strengths and weaknesses. So I'm gonna look at myself. I'm good at making money, and historically, maybe I haven't been great at managing it, right? It could be fitness. Maybe you know what to do, but you just don't do it. So we have areas like that, and those are the best experiments, because if you do well with the experiment, then actually something great changes in your life. So who you are, that the thing is. So I know that that's a tendency that I have, right? I'm good at making money, and then the management maybe not so good. So an experiment should be something that is a great outcome. So maybe I want to be a great manager of money. That would be a good thing to do. So the first thing I have to do is do some research. Boom, step number one. Well, step number two, right? Because the first one is, I guess, establishing what the goal would be. Number two is doing some research. So that would mean maybe I go online, listen to some podcasts, look up in Google money management systems, and then step three comes. Boom. I have to narrow it down from all of the research into three things that I would want to try. Out of the three things, I have to look at which one is more viable to where I am in life. And with a workout, it's the same thing. You would narrow it down to three new workouts you want to try. And maybe you're the person that hasn't ever had longevity with fitness, so you want to pick something that is going to be on par with what you're doing in your life. Like if you have 3 kids and a wife or a husband, and you have a full-time job, maybe you don't have something, you shouldn't be the person going for long bike rides. That's just not the thing you should pick. It's a terrible starting point. And if I'm the person who doesn't have a great, for my example, if I'm not great at managing money, then maybe I shouldn't be getting like 10 jars and breaking them out into this intense, like I put 1/10 of my savings here and 1/10 here and 1/10 here, and go through all of that. That structure is so far removed from where I'm at that that's not the way I should go. So you want to pick something that suits you in your life. And then you want to, boom, commit to it. Commit to it like you're married to it for 2 to 4 weeks. Now, the reason I say 2 to 4 weeks is that you got to do it everything. So let's say the one that I do pick is setting aside 1/10 of my income. To never ever touch again, and to invest later on down the line. That's the thing I'm going to stick with. So let's say for exercise or whatever, it's going to be every freaking Tuesday, I'm going to do a strength training workout. Every Tuesday, no matter what. So this means rain, sun, shine, sleet, hail, earthquake, all of that. You gotta do the thing that you committed to. And 2 to 4 weeks is about the time where you can start to see visible changes. So with me collecting, like every time I make some money, taking 1/10 of it and putting it into a thing, I do that for a month, then I should see a change in the amount of money that I have, right? And you should see a change in your body if you're doing good strength training exercises multiple times. So, and the same thing with relationships too, right? If you have a relationship you want to fix, maybe you reach out and call a person, or maybe you text 3 people a day that you've been out of contact with, whatever the thing is. And then what you have to do, which is the point I think a lot of people miss with their experiments, is they don't write down the good things, the bad things, and the ugly things that came from the experiment. So after a month, you look back and you say, man, I actually saved this money. You know, is it good or is it bad or is it great? And so the thing that comes out from that is that you have to be able to say, this was good, this was bad, this was ugly, and this is what I'm going to keep. So you have to decide what new habits or new things you're going to drop or keep. And then you should have a different outcome in that area. And then you can make a practice of it. You can make it something that you do every day. So that's the 5 steps. Okay? First, pick something that is smart and based off of your strengths and your weaknesses. 2, actually do the research about how you can make it happen. 3, evaluate the outcomes. So you have to evaluate the outcomes. 4, drop or keep the ones that worked. Like once you know it's good, bad, or it's ugly. And then the 5th thing is just add it to your life. Add that new outcome to your life. Or add the positive things that you gained from the experiment to your life. And that's it. Peace. As always, guess what? You're greater than any past programming, greater than any current circumstance, and ultimately you're responsible for sharing the best version of you with the planet. Peace. Experiment away. Let me know some experiments that you actually are gonna do. Write them in the comments, people. Subscribe to BetterBot. Subscribe to Built to Thrive TV. Peace.